Hello crafters, this is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I'm now going to do a tutorial with the Brilliant House Store oval die set to show you how to use these wonderful dies. It's 18 pieces. I have the 2 pieces that I'm going to use for the tutorial on the back. But I will link this also as well so you can get this awesome 18-piece set from the Brilliant House Store on AliExpress. To make a cute shaker, just like I did with this example that I showed you guys a couple days ago. Alrighty, let's get started. So here's the oval set. I already put the 2 sizes that I'm going to use here on the back. I'm going to tell you how big the biggest one is. 6.5 by 5. So that's going to be the biggest part of the oval. This one is not the next one down, it's the one after that. I skipped one over so I could get a 1/4 inch border, if you can see that there. Alrighty, but the one before I had as a bigger set. Yeah, a little bit bigger, not much. Alrighty, let's get into making this cute little shaker. So first of all, you're going to pick your 2 pieces, right? Flip it over, and I like to cut the foam and the top of the shaker. So the foam part here and the top at this point, because once you put your purple tape here, and I'm using again my Amazon. See how I just peeled that off? Reusing my Amazon purple tape. Works very, very well. They don't have it in purple anymore though. I noticed that. It's the same brand, it's just now in like green and other colors. And if you go with the link that I provide for Amazon, it's a 1-inch tape, not the 2-inch. You could buy that of course if you want, but there's no reason for you to get it that big. And what you want to do is tape it. Now, at this point, the reason why I do cut both pieces is because just in case, let's say I had this going a little bit higher, it's not centered perfectly, at least both pieces will fit. So, let me show you what cardstock I used. I used my freebie from scrapbook.com, the Simple Stories Sunkissed Papers. So you pick your paper, and in this case, I used... Let me show you what I used. This one as the top. So I would run that through the die cut machine and I would get just this little piece here. I'm going to show you in a second. That would be this. And then instead of running it through foam, because I couldn't find my foam roll when I rearranged the room, I ended up using the Dollar Tree Ready board. I've shown you that I either use this or foam. I know where this is, so I've cut that, ran it through my die cut machine, and so I have this piece and this piece, those 2 done. Then you're going to peel it apart, and now you're going to run your base. With the base right here, I use the biggest die and I cut this piece. That would be the inside, just like here with the unicorn of the shaker. And also I cut the acetate. I am using my little $3 acetate from Michaels. So I cut those things with the big die, and then these 2 with the 2 stacked together. So this is the basis of my shaker. Now I want to use the Joyful Bouquet, and I did the video on this yesterday to show you how to make these washies and use a coordinating die. Here's the washi, Joyful Bouquet. That's the one I'm using now. And yesterday was the Anemone Magic. And this, which was sold out on scrapbook.com, just came back in stock. So now you could get the washi and the coordinating die bundled together and specially priced at scrapbook.com. Yay! This Anemone Magic is the one that was used on this example. That's the washi put on 110 pound. You could use this washi on vellum and run it through vellum. Vellum will give you more of a washi look. This gives you more of a ephemera sticker look. Hope, you know, you can practice with both. You have enough here on the roll, or do what I do. Just stick with 110 pounds. It's nice and sturdy. So in this case, I am using the Joyful Bouquet. That's still in stock at scrapbook.com. Thank goodness. And what I did, all my pieces, I told you I just cut them, and I got my little Ziploc bag, put them in, separated them. So this one is the Anemone Magic Ziploc. Lock that up. Done. This one, Joyful Bouquet, same thing. Put it in a Ziploc bag, done. Now I had kind of prepped this out. I had also used the largest die, and I had cut 110 pound cardstock to put a little backing on this to make it sturdy, okay? And when I say sturdy, it's not very heavy. When you use 110 pounds, it's not 110 pound cardstock. It's not a heavy cardstock. So you can still put this on your scrapbook page and such, but it would just give this whole thing more stability. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to take my I'm Loving the Bearly Art Glue. Yeah. Yes, I got this at Cat Scrappiness. She carries it. She has a 15% off now too. I will link this below, seeing that I'm now talking about the Bearly Art Glue. This is a 2-ounce bottle. I'm not mad at it. I've been using it for a while, just getting the feel for it. It gives a thinner application, like you can do little dots, as opposed to the art glitter, which the art glitter was a fave, but no, this one seems to be the new fave. And if you're wondering what that B stands for, I'm trying to line up everything so everything matches, so it's not off terribly. Okay, there we go. You could put a little weight on this at this point. And sometimes why I like putting the foam down, because now I have a well to accept all the sequins. Because if you do it the other way, you're gonna, it's easier this way because I can put in my sequins. Here's a little pin for it, the long pin to keep it unclogged. All right, I have some, and I'm surprised at this bright paper. It actually does work with the Joyful Bouquet, and I did prep it with this little piece of twine. Cute, right? It actually goes together, this brightly colored cardstock, because I wanted a little summer thing. I was surprised that it actually worked. Let me see if this is too high. No. I was thinking it would be too high. We'll find out in a second. Okay. This is from the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby. The bead treasure. Buy that when it's 50% off. And I have some other little bags of sequins, because when you buy those little 3-pack bags at Hobby Lobby and Michael's and Joann's, they all come without a locking bag. So this is like a 3x4-inch bag that I get on Amazon. I like to store them in that. I will link the bag below, or you can also get those little jewelry bags too. But this is not as flimsy as that. It can take sharp edges and not pierce and rip bags, Here I have some bling. This is not the Pinkfresh Studio. This is the AliExpress bling. I'm wondering if this thing is too high. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We shall find out. I'm just sprinkling some sequins goodness. This one I like a lot. That's found at Michael's. In the craft section. It's not in the jewelry section. It's in like their little craft section. And some gold. Gold to pick up back the gold in the Joyful Bouquet embellishment. Okay, that looks pretty good. I don't think I need more than this. Hopefully it moves. I'd be so hurt if it doesn't move. So after you fill in your sequin bits, whatever embellishment you want to put, whether it's going to be those little what do they call them? Resin bits, you know, little, cat scrappiness has a lot of those things actually, whether, whatever style it is, little flowers and all those little resin pieces, or if you're using sequins, put them in. And I need to wipe this. I like to always use one of these anti-static things, the ones that you use to wipe your phone with and stuff, just to clean it off a little bit. And I know some of you guys like to do this, so I'm going to do it. You can use your anti-static powder so that this sequins won't glue up to this thing, and just rub it a little bit. That's my EK Success Anti-Static. Use that for embossing and also for this, where you don't want the static cling. Going to put a bead of glue all the way around. I like how this glue can go thick and thin. Yeah. And because of the curved shape, that's why I didn't use the foam tape like my last shaker card, the Slimline shaker card. That one was rectangular, so I used my scrapbook.com foam. And there, see how it still is clinging a little bit, but not as bad. And there, and just let it set. So I'll put on, and I like to tap it a little bit just to make the glue hold. And we're gonna let this dry for a second or two before I go any further. There. Cute. Cute, 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 cute. Here we go. In this card, because it's rectangular, I use the roll, the 1/4 inch scrapbook.com foam roll. That's what you see here. This one, because of the shape, I would have had to, it would be hard to control it. That's why it suits me to cut that out of the cosplay foam that I got, the EVA foam from Hobby Lobby, or can't go wrong with $1. But this one here, I find, at least down here in Florida, South Florida, this is hard to find in store. I don't know if it's because I'm competing with teachers and kids, because this is the school project foam board. So every time I go to Dollar Tree, I'm like, let me go get 2 more, you know, or, you know, let me get 5 and spend $5. I don't see any. It's just like, oh, you just don't know. Everybody goes in there, it's $1, so they pick up a bunch. I'm guilty of it too. I'll pick up every time I go to Dollar Tree. I get the automotive foam. Still love that that double-sided foam. Alrighty, so now I'm going to put a little bead of glue around this. This is thick enough though that I could probably tape it, but it's going to be a lot of tape. It's going to be a pain in the butt to tape it with the curve. So I'm going to just zigzag it for the time being. Alrighty, so after I put on the adhesive, I know that's the bottom. I'm going to adhere it here carefully. Don't get too much wiggle because the wet glue will show on the acetate. There I go. Alrighty. Now I like to, because I'm using wet glue, I like to just let it sit here. I don't shake it at this point. I try to avoid shaking it because I don't want the, you know, sequins to get stuck in the corner. That has happened to me. I just let it just sit there and enjoy itself for a while. Alrighty, and here now is the washi tape roll. So my idea was something like this. My little embellishment. Maybe I should, okay, so or so. So I kind of like that little angle. Alrighty, in this I'm going to pop it up. I'm going to pop it up with my, it's a little bit high, but it's okay. My automotive Dollar Tree tape. And with this twine, if you're wondering, how did I get it to stick because it's not tied in the back? You could either use a hot glue gun, but I don't have luck with hot glue guns. To adhere it down, I use the Tim Holtz Collage Distress Medium. They used to sell this in the, you know, big craft stores like the Hobby Lobby and all that, but I don't see it anymore. And it's the matte collage medium. It acts like a very good glue. It's like a combination. It will hold better, like with this, than your wet glue, but it operates kind of like a hot glue gun without the heat. I find that I attach my embellishments with this. This is a tip that I got from a workshop with Tim Holtz. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, you guys, you can use it to adhere everything and it won't move. And I was like, okay. So I put it on last night and left it, and there it is. See the back? And I will link it below because, like I said, I don't see it in the stores anymore. I used to see it, and I think people don't buy it because they're not, you know, they weren't using it or they weren't sure exactly what it does. But once Tim told me, oh, I remembered it. I was like, what? It acts like a hot glue gun and I don't have to pull out a hot glue gun and heat it up and oh no. Oh no. I don't know. I don't have luck with a hot glue gun. Burn my fingers with too much webbing. You pull off something, it's like a ton of string behind it. It just drives me crazy. And I use this also. This is also good for when you're putting on flowers. Ephemera flowers, like if you're doing prima flowers and such, really, really good for that type of thing. Alrighty, so I'm just cutting up my little Dollar Tree tape here. I tell you, I love this stuff. I just don't want to be too far. Okay. Try not to, I don't want this part to have any adhesive because that's going to be hanging over. If that happens though, let's say I did put a lot of foam and it's now hanging over, whoops, here. You can unstick it with your anti-static. If you rub it on it, it'll deactivate the sticking on the foam. Another little tip. Okay, am I good? Okay, everything is nice and shaky. When I just flipped it, I was like, no, don't get stuck. But everything seems to be moving pretty good. The only thing that's not really moving good is these same little funky, yeah, that one is standing up. He's just, whatever. All right, I'm gonna remove the adhesive. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so now I just adhered the embellishment. There's a little, oh, so cute. Well, I can't move it now. If I wanted to move it up, oh well. I could have put a little bit of glue to have some wiggle, but the thing about wet glue and this, if I move it around too much, it's going to start messing up the acetate. So you pretty much want to kind of get a mental picture of where you want it to land and then stick with it. I said I'd also put another one here, little ephemera piece. So cute. Isn't this set nice? I know a few of you commented that you just really love it. It's a nice way of making a quick card. You know what would be a really good quick card with this? Using this and applying it to the Concorda Knife Banner Builder. Because if you stick a flower here, have that. Stick another flower here. Card done. Look at that. I mean, really and truly. You could just tuck it underneath this banner thing. And a viewer commented, she watched me talk about it a couple times and then she bought it. And it's so funny. It's like you guys can watch me use it and then you're like, yeah, I see. And then you get it at home and then you're using it and you're like, she was like, oh, this really is nice. It's a focal point. I'm like, yeah, that's what I discovered. I was like, this thing takes up a nice amount of real estate. So with that banner, build a banner, and this, you could make a lot of easy cards. So if you know you need to make some really quick birthday cards, sympathy card, ladies who lunch card, this is a good little set for you. Because as you saw, if you watch my video, I will link the video at the end, and also here you watch how to use this washi. Easy, right? And just set it up. Get that roll set, so every time you roll it out from now on, it will always match back to the die. That's the only thing, that's the only one little part in the beginning, and you're like, okay. Because if you don't set it to the die, you'll always be confused with how the die won't land on it. And I showed you guys how that works. So it's pretty easy. It's just, you have to just, think about it for a second, like, oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna do it like so. So I have that, and I have this. Stick it down like so. See, I don't have any adhesive. If I did, I would just use my anti-static powder. Oh, right there. There's a little corner right there. I would just take the anti-static powder and unstick it. Don't worry about that, right? Okay, I'm going to flip it back over. And I think if your budget is super tight, I think you can use cornstarch. I've heard people say they use cornstarch. Have I tried it? No. So I'm just telling you what I've heard. But I'm not 100. I just bought the anti-static. And I've had this maybe 10 years. Look at it. But then, to be honest with you guys, I wasn't making cards. I was always a scrapbooker and then a mini album maker. I'm just now doing cards, starting last year. But now that I'm doing cards, I'm like, oh, what was I missing? I should have been doing cards a long time ago. Yeah, well, that's the thing with crafting. You always a place to grow. Now, this is that I showed you guys to find it. This is the scrapbook.com summer word die set. Comes with the words summer, sun, and beach. I have a lot of summer, don't have sun, don't have beach. Now I do. This is on sale at scrapbook.com. So I took out the main word that I bought the die for, beach. And what you saw me peeling, because I don't know why I forgot to mention it, is the Sizzix adhesive sheet. So what I did, I took 110-pound cardstock twice, run it through with adhesive sheet. Word die is 2 layers of 110-pound cardstock and then 1 layer of glitter, okay? And I did all 3 pieces with adhesive sheets. Adhesive sheets will give you enough time to lift it and move it around to match your die shape, so you don't have to use wet glue and then wet glue seeps everywhere and then you're touching this and you get wet glue. I can't, just drives me crazy. Although, because now this is acetate, I am going to put some spots, and that's where the Bearly Art comes into play. But let me figure where I'm going to put it first. I'm going to either, do I want it here? No, I wanted it like half and half. Can you guys see the word beach? I think so. It's a cute little embellishment, right? I'm feeling these tropical, I don't know, I tell you, I'm going through this phase of new colors. Alrighty, so now let's look at how this glue works. Alrighty, so I zoomed the camera in now to show you how good this glue is with dots. Dot, 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 dot. And I still like my adhesive sheet because if I was to use wet glue, I'm not covering every spot. But I'm going to touch a little bit of wet glue just because I am putting it on acetate. And I'm going to go like so. And there we go. Now I have a little wiggle room to move it, but I'm not going to because I don't want to mess up my acetate with glue. I have a little raise here, but it's not bothering me. Beach. Cute. Alrighty, I'm coming back out. And there you have it. That's my shaker. Using the wonderful oval die set from Brilliant House Store. Alrighty, so the first one was a happy birthday. This is that really cute Pink and Main happy birthday die. I will link it below, seeing that I said it, because I didn't link it the other day and a viewer asked me about, what's that happy birthday die? So I'm telling you now, it's Pink and Main, and I am going to link it below. And also here's the beach. Now, as you can see, there is a difference when you have a shadow and no shadow. I know. I could have cut a second piece and then staggered it a little bit just to make this stand up a little bit more. But cute. Are you guys feeling it? So it's, I think I wanted to purposely make this second one. I wanted to highlight both washi so you can just see them both in action. So Anemone Magic over here, more purpley, pinky, bluey, and then a more tropical, sunshiny with this one. And they have a lot of sets there. There's one English Garden. I did link it in yesterday's video. English Garden, and another one that's really pretty too. And then they have their new one with the fruit. Alrighty, crafters. So I hope you enjoyed this video on making a shaker with this awesome die set that fits perfectly in that scrapbook.com envelope. And washi. Washi, washi, washi. This is so cute. You can get the coordinating die, or you can roll it out and then cut it. If you are rolling this out on a 110-pound cardstock, you know, have a good pair of scissors to cut it, you know, to cut it, to fussy cut it by hand. But the die makes it that much easier. So if it is a budgetary thing, pick your favorite set and only get that. You don't have to get all the washi and die sets. Just get one. If I had to choose, of course I would have gone with the Anemone Magic because I love the purples and the blues, but I am definitely not mad at this one. This one here covers a lot. This one is more of a standard, and this one is just, that's just me because I love purple. Alrighty, crafters. So until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.